What's going on, everyone? Like I said in the video yesterday, I might do a comparison video, and because I'm up super early and I got plenty of time to do this before I have to go to work and take care of all this crap, I think I'm going to do this. So, in this video, I'm actually going to be comparing two recent pickups, the Bred toe and the Shadow, and we're going to be looking at like overall leather quality, stitching, things like that, because they are essentially the exact same model. They are both an OG high. They both use very good leather, but the benefit of having them in hand is that I can really, I guess, somewhat let you know what the differences are. Like just even like touch, looking at the stitching, see if there's anything funny. Although that should be 99% match on both pairs. It's more so for the leather. So for that, actually, I think I'm gonna have to use this wall up here because there's a way better white balance. So in the first video, you get that nice like orange peely look to it, and we all know that the Bred toes have like a great leather, but it's inverted this time around, right? The mid panel used a really good leather, and they used a standard for the black. And just by feel alone, the black leather used from the Bred toes is a little stiffer than the leather used on the Shadows. And you can feel it. If you have two pairs, go get them right now or after the video and feel them. I'm not making this up. It could just be that one pair is a little stiffer because that's the sheet of leather they had. Because I know there is some deviation time to time, but like you can even see it like on the back collar. Once I focus in for you, you can see as glossy as it is, there still is a little bit more of a texture compared to like that standard like very flat Air Force One typey leather. Like this, as smooth as it is, it's stiff, right? This is way more plush. You can feel it like 100 times different, like 100 times over. It's completely different leather, and that's the same for like all around on the Shadows. You can see that like the texturing's a little different compared to like the very matte like very smooth leather here. Not to say that this isn't smooth, but you can feel the difference. This is like much softer, and it probably will wear a little better than the black paneling on the Bred toes. And that's like for all around. The swoosh here is like super stiff. Like the eyelets are all like super stiff. You go to the Shadows and like it's softer. It's like physically, invisibly softer. You can feel it. You can see it. We'll take a look at the back. We'll take a look at the stitching, how everything kind of like lines up, because these were probably produced very, very close together. These are both size 12, and I'm going to try to get this nice and flat just so like everything lines up. And these are in fact both the left shoe. So it almost appears that the cut on the Bred toe is slightly higher, and all of that just could be some deviation. But all around though, like everything looks a little higher than on the Shadows. I'm trying to make sure it's as flat as possible, so this is me saying it accurately. But it looks like it's a little higher. They're both about the exact same. Are they the exact same width? Shadows might look a little wider, but I mean, they just might look a little wider. And I'm referring right now to the like the heel cup right here. This looks a little wider than this does. Stitching for the most part very clean on both pairs. Right there you can see like how soft it is, and this is just in the box. You can see that nice orange peel right there. Like it's not going to get crow's feet creasing. It's going to crease very evenly. The same for this will eventually as well. This is very soft leather, but the Shadows feel a little drier, like chalkier compared to the finish, and I believe it is like just that. It's just the acrylic finisher that's over top of the paint. If you were to strip that off for whatever reason, they would probably feel the exact same, but out of box, the leather on the shadows feels much softer. Jump to the front. And so another way you can tell like how soft the leather is, it tends to pull a little more on the stitching. You can probably see that kind of like a bit of a ripple effect in the reflection of the light across the stitching on the toe box, compared to the Bred toes where it's like very straight across, like very uniform, and that's just because of how, or you know, I guess how more stiff it is compared to the leather on the toe box here. I would normally just, you know, kind of like do like the squish test there. They're both still stuffed with the like the inserts, so that won't do much. But if you know what I'm talking about, you can definitely see, like, you can tell just from the light alone, like, much softer leather all around. Had they used a premium leather like they did in the like the mid panel here, it would probably, you know, be like, you know, the best shoe kind of idea. But, you know, as we were saying with the Bred toes, I mean, people are like, oh, no, it's not an OG colorway, I'm not going to get them. Everyone saw them and went nuts because the quality was so good. But that, you know, brings up the question, is it that good? It was good at the time, you know, Shattered Backboard is very good. In my collection, I have a pair of shoes from like 2001 that the leather is arguably better and softer. Just due to age, it doesn't appear the same, but it's like, you know, 10 times over as soft. It's tumbled leather. It's not this machine pressed fake pattern leather to make it look you know, like more luxurious than it actually is. It's a really good leather, and I might even do a video for that, comparing, you know, that to the Bred toes or to a pair of Shattered Backboards. That aside, they did use very good leather for this shoe. If you have a pair in your hands and you're saying the complete opposite, like, man, my shoe is shit, it's not built right, let me know, because that stuff does happen, right? There is deviation. We do see some pairs that are better than others just because, you know, they rushed out, and there's that quote-unquote, like, you know, Jordan quality. You know, I got pairs as well that are, you know, like, did this really leave the assembly line and end up at a store? 100% it did, right? They're just not as strict about it as they used to be. And, like, you know, some people always say, Jordans are shit, Jordans are crap quality. I mean, if you wanted to compare them to, like, a pair of, like, you know, Balenciagas or something, you know, way more, you know, upper echelon in the world of like sneakers, for sure I would hope they're going to be using a better pair or, you know, better rubber on the sole, better laces. For the price, I would hope so. But I mean, for like the $215, can you really get that upset? They gave you $215 worth of like good quality leather. You can't be upset about that. And if you are, this isn't for you. You know, it's like people that will buy a bike from Canadian Tire and say, I paid a lot of good money for this. It's a $100 bike. If something goes wrong, it's because you paid $100, right? Bikes are expensive, shoes are expensive, cars are expensive. Know how much you're paying for what you're paying for, right? Great shoes, great quality. I'm still super excited that I have both these. I might even wear one of each. But until then, I will leave this video here. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, leave them down below, and I'll get back to you. Thanks for watching, and I hope you learned something.